Hello everyone, it's me, FUI guy, farming under the influence guy. It's me, farming simulator 22. Might have a beer in my hand, farming under the influence. Not recommended for real life. This is just a video game. Right, on the first video I touched base on the very basics of our new farm. It was mostly menu options, stuff like that. Hopefully it helped you guys a little bit. Today we are going to pick up where we left off, and we're going to plant a crop or two. We're going to harvest. Um, and yeah, we'll see about maybe buying some new equipment. So in the previous video, I had this little helper here start seeding canola. And I will get him to do the exact same thing again. Now, once he's rolling, you can kind of just let him do his thing. He's pretty efficient, we'll call him. He could be more efficient, but he won't be. I don't know what else to tell you about helpers. I think they're pretty much... You can kind of watch them do their things. They just do exactly what he's doing. I do want to show you him make this turn. That's why I've been sitting here watching and kind of rambling on. They aren't very efficient on stuff like this. You'll notice there's a huge difference between what you're capable of and what this helper's capable of. Sorry, I was having some equipment issues here. Anyways, you can see he took a very long time to make that turn. Maybe I didn't need to have you watch that, but I felt it was important to let you know that with big equipment, bigger fields, they will eat up a lot of time making turns. Okay. We're going to pick up where we left off, harvesting. So, keep this guy rolling. I have left the harvester in making rows here mode. I can show you a little better version if I put the help menu on. On this help menu, as you can see here, when you hit L1, you can disable straw swath, which if you hit that, I'll just show you what it does. Sorry about that, I'm having some serious headset issues. Okay, so with disabled straw swath, this is what happens. You get spread like this. It's impossible for you to bale or anything like that. I'm going to leave it on, enabled, because we would like to pick up this stuff, whether it be via baler or a forage wagon. Another tip is if you just came and spun around, you'd leave that all over the place. So if you slow down and you can leave it in the field, which would be a little better for you instead of having it all along the grass there. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this menu again. It is pretty simple and straightforward. There's really not much to it. You just keep going back and forth. I'm going to get a little help here from a helper. I'm going to use them a bit here just because we don't have much going on. The next step of our master plan, this has already been harvested. Not by us, it was just the way the game leaves it. So, as you can see there, it tells you you own it. It used to be wheat, it's harvested, it has 0 fertilizer, and it needs lime, which matches completely with our little menu here saying we need lime. It's not just us, it's this whole area is limeless. No lime. So we don't have lime currently, but what I'm going to do is we're going to start, oh come on, this guy here up. Same thing, you lower your, oh I'm in the wrong thing. Top left you can see the tractor and 2 pieces of equipment on it. Currently the front is highlighted, meaning the weight. So if you go to the back, then you actually control the cultivator. Now, we're cultivating. It's pretty easy, does it? Here I'll show you another tip, which I probably should have used with that farmer seeding. But sometimes when you hire workers to accomplish tasks for you, especially on these fields that aren't perfectly square, they'll miss spots. So a good way to help yourself with them not missing spots is to do this little pass on the outer rim. It helps. They'll just... It's stupid. It's just not perfect game mechanics by the game. So sometimes they'll just miss a few little bits and you have to go back and forth and help them. So I find if you do an outer perimeter, at least on the... in this case, the angled side of the field, it helps. And they don't miss as much, and you're much happier for it. So, to keep this game mode rummaging along, I'm going to let him help you out too. So we got this guy still seeding away. This guy's still harvesting away. I'm going to show you a little bit about the purchasing now, while those guys are keeping us moving. So, as we saw, we need lime. So I'm going to look at a fertilizer spreader. As you can see, here's a whole gauntlet of them. If you look at the little symbol there, it shows a bag of seed. So that can only, like next to the 18 kilometers an hour, how much it holds, how big the working width is. This one, you can tell it has the fertilizer bag seed, and it has that little mountain of like rock. That is your lime. So if we wanted to spread lime using this fertilizer spreader, you have to buy the ones that have that option. You see, this one doesn't have it, it's just fertilizer. This one does have it, lime and fertilizer. So because we specifically need lime, we will buy this trailer or fertilizer spreader. When you go to buy it, it'll give you a bunch of options. So currently it's $45,000. If you wanted a small extension, which if you look on the left, it came from 9,000 liters up to 11,000 liters under information. So you get a little more capacity. Or you can really ramp it up and you can make this a 14,000 liter of storage or capacity. We don't need anything that big. I'm just going to go with normal. You can change brands of tires. The thinner tires are better if you're going to be driving through the crop well after it's planted. That you won't destroy the crop with that. If you have fat tires, you'll ride all over it. We're going to stick to... Let's go Michelin. Look like road tires. The other thing you can customize with this is the spreading discs, which are these. So again, on the information menu to the left, stock is 12 meters wide of working with, and this would be 18. So it's quite a bit of difference. It is $8,000. We're going to be a little cheap, so we are just going to stick to not having anything fancy. Or the spreading unit. We'll just stick to the disc. So we're going to buy that, $45,000. What we will need is lime. So, and we're going to need fertilizer too here in a little bit. But we're going to start with this. I will tell you, the big bags are a little bit more effective. So as you can see, for example, here's a solid fertilizer bag, a couple of them options for $18.20, and it holds 1,000 liters. If you go to the pallets, it's $19.20 for the same amount. So we're gonna save $100. Lime, it's pretty cheap. 2,000 for $3.50. It'll give you an option how many you want to buy. Our spreader held 9,000 liters, I believe, so I'll buy 8,000 worth of lime. And that'll be at the store. So, we need to go grab that, but where's our guys at? This guy's still a little bit. This guy's still working away. We're fine. So we'll take our Steyr here. Nice little tractor, eh? Fully capable to do the job that we need. Lots of gauges. Must be ready for field work. One big difference here between the older tractors and the newer tractors is speed. You'll find a lot of these older ones, they won't go that fast. This one will do 41 kilometers an hour, which is pretty reasonable. I'm quite content with that. You'll find a lot of newer ones, like some fence, will do 65 or something, so it's way more efficient speed-wise. So that's something to look into as well if you're buying, like, if you have two tractors that have the exact same horsepower and you're oh, which one do I want? That could sway your mind completely. Now, when you get up close and personal to this here lime, you could use a pallet fork, or there's an attachment for big bags. But when you're up close to it, you can just hit L3 and it'll automatically load there for you. Kind of cheating. If you want to play super realistic, then you have to go buy a front end loader attachment. Go buy yourself a whether there be a pallet fork or the big bag holder. That's totally up to you. I'm not playing that crazy realistic in this in these episodes here. It's just kind of the basics. So I cheat and I use this. I'll admit, usually I actually even turn off traffic because they are indestructible. If you run into a little car with this tractor, goodbye tractor. It'll roll you over. It'll do all kinds of crazy things. As you can see, our helper is almost full. The grain, the combiner. And you can really feel the drag on this tractor. So it was able to get to 41 with no issues at all, obviously while empty, but you put 8,000 liters of lime and a fertilizer spreader behind it. She's working a little harder. Yep. It's taking the lime spreader. So, because I've got all the tractors fairly occupied at the moment, we are going to have to drop this lime spreader off just to oh, take it easy. So we'll just leave that there. Our combiner needs us. So if you happen to have a worker combining, you can, if they're not completely full, you can definitely offload on the go. I don't know if we're going to get there in time for that. You can also, with this trailer, you can open or close the tarp. We didn't make it. She had to stop. Oh no, she's turning around. So here's the only thing. You can, in this case, we have beat the harvester to being completely full. We could drive beside it and have it offload into us while it's operating, but with crop destruction on, if we drive on that crop, we are going to just destroy it. So we don't want to do that. So I'm just going to park this in a friendly little spot over here. And we're just going to go over here. So you can see it's now full. So if you hit circle, that'll disengage your little helper and you can take control. And we'll just back this fella up. And as soon as you go over top of the open trailer, it'll just start dumping immediately. You don't have to start or stop it or anything. And that is the gist of harvesting. You've pretty much got it figured out. There really isn't much else to it. This thing is going to fill up this trailer pretty well. So much so I think we'll have to... We got a good crop here, everyone. Okay, interesting. So the combine holds more than the trailer. So that is a very small trailer because this is a small combine. So we'll just pick this guy back up where he left off. And he will continue to do his thing. We'll hire someone. If you were to do a really crooked pass yourself and then you hire a worker, they go directly straight. So you might have to pick up where they left off because they won't fix your mistake per se unless you position them in a way that they would. So you just gotta watch that. They'll miss stuff. So when you're done with a worker, say it's a ginormous field, you can just kind of, oh, sorry, just gotta save again. I'll have to fix that. I should do that so that this doesn't happen. Let me see if I can find it so you can see it too. So yes, so in your pause game menu here, you can change it to off, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. I'm going to go off and hope that nothing happens and we lose this video or this field. So anyways, to go on with my previous statement about finding it, you can check up on guys. See, like this turd. I don't know if that's a map issue or if he's swinging and missing big time on what's going on. I thought Oh, never mind. I'm the drunk one here. Farming under the influence. Yeah, he's not missing anything. He's starting going that way. That's my bad. Anyways, but you can see if it were the opposite way and he was missing, you would notice it by that easy 1 second look. That can get you very confused. Now, that the entire workforce is going, you can see our money in the top right is diminishing at a decent rate, and that is strictly due to the fact that we have 3 hired hands. I'm only using them as hired hands for the moment just because it kind of speeds up the beginning of this. Oh, jeepers. I gotta get it together. Speeds up the beginning of the game. So when you want to dump wheat into your silo, this type of silo here, it has... okay, well, I was hoping I could show you the whole thing, but it's being difficult. As you can see, there's a dump point below the trailer, and then there's the chute above the trailer. So once you offload and load your trailers from the same spot. So we're just going to hit R1 and square, and it'll cause it to dump the load. Yep. And then once you have stuff in your silo, in the trailer it doesn't count towards how much you have available, like, per se. So once it's in the silo, if you go into your prices menu, you now see we're 1 short. We got chipped. Well, that's annoying. Yeah, it's empty. Anyways, we're 1 short. Must be in the auger somewhere. But now it does show we have 8,000 liters of wheat. We can still see that the current price is, well, 900 at that one place, but it's in the 800s for everything else. And we can see that the average top price this year they're expecting is 1,200. So we are not going to even think about selling that. We're not interested. It can just stay with us. Now, I believe that combine will not need this trailer again. So, again, if you want to be unrealistic, you can open the auger for the combine and it will dump into the silo directly for you. I know no one does that in real life, so if you want to keep by a more strict, realistic rule, keep the trailer, drive the trailer over there, hook it up, and do all that fun stuff. Now, I will quickly... I wonder if we can buy... I'd like to show you guys a little bit of baling and forage wagoning, but that might have to wait for another day, as I'm at my 20-minute mark here, which is about what the last video was, so I'll probably keep them all in that neighborhood. I'll get this guy ready for a little bit of liming action. Here's a good thing to point out too. Earlier on I mentioned fieldstone. So as you can see, that's the rock, that's the fieldstone. So You don't have to do anything with it, but it does increase the damage to your equipment. Obviously, damaged equipment costs more money. Money is something that we need. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of rock here. So I'm not going to buy any equipment for that yet. But it is something that is probably worth getting just to have. I personally, if I'm playing a map for fun, I usually turn that feature off. You can get rock equipment fairly cheap. Where is it? Let me see if I can find it. Stone pickers. So you can get them like fairly cheap. The problem is it's 2 meters wide. Like it doesn't hold very much. It's just a time-consuming event. That's all. That's why I generally avoid it. But to each their own, and I don't blame you at all if you want to go get a fieldstone and play realistic and go from there. Alright, I think I'm going to call that good enough for this video today. On the next video, I'll get into the spreading of the lime. I'll buy a baler and a forage wagon so you can see the two differences between them. And I'll also, that might be it for the next episode. But anyways, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. I'm the FUI guy from Under the Influence. And hopefully you like this video. If you think I missed something or want something else added, give me a shout. Yeah, thanks for watching the video. Have a good day.